Kye, we're gonna pretend that we haven't been talking and troubleshooting for a while because all of these things have different problems, and it's funny to encounter them. How are you going?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm glad that now it's working out. We were going to play a different game. We were going to play Project Zomboid. That didn't work out because it's made internet couch co-op difficult without wanting to do the remote gameplay thing, which I don't think anyone would want to do. I don't know about you. My question here
Uh,
being,
no,
why did
too
you
late.
like Project Zomboid? Why'd that want to be your game?
Um, I don't know. I think I started playing it for the first time January this year, and I just got hooked pretty much just because of the crafting options, and I don't know. I just like the game, the survivability. I don't like roguelikes,
Okay.
just because when you see stuff like that and dying and losing all your stuff, I don't like that. But that doesn't happen with Project Zombie. Sorry, I'm
No,
not great
that's
at
a unique
multitasking, so
experience. How many times did you have to die before you got to the point where you weren't dying all the time?
probably about a week. So
Okay.
I don't know how many times, but 7 days or so, and then after that, I realized how to kite the zombies properly and keep them away from you. Spears are the best weapon, so make sure you have some of those on you. I found
Sure.
that one-handed weapons sometimes they just don't cut it anymore. So I'm gonna say short blade specifically, so to speak.
No, that's fair. I think it's always tempting to want to go for the kitchen knife, but tied onto a stick, and you're in a much better situation.
Yeah, but the kitchen knife, the spoon, the fork, they all do the same amount of damage if you tie it onto a spear.
Sure.
All the same.
I mean, you know what? Makes sense because in real life, it would probably all feel relatively the same,
Even on a
only
spoon.
slightly
I
different.
wouldn't want to stab a spoon into a zombie.
I don't know if you aim for
Like,
the eye, it might gouge something out.
I guess if you try and get it in far enough.
It's not the
All right, I
advised
got
tactic.
max.
Nice. That's what I've been trying to get here too. I'm like one stone off. But you know what? There's a river down here, so that's not a bad place. Oh
Usually
yeah.
where they are, and flint too.
I'll live down by the river. I don't even know how far I'll get. I'll see if I can craft a worthy Viking house in the time of this. You mentioned you don't play a lot of roguelikes. What is your regular
No,
type of game?
I like RTS mostly. I want to try and get into an MMO, but the way to attract me into that is when the friend group plays. But sometimes it's just not into it, and so it's hard to do that. But yeah, RTS mostly, mainly StarCraft. Not so much Age of Empires, but I like indie RTS as well.
Okay.
Um, this game Foxhole just came out. It's a war game. It's like World War II,
Hmm.
and what it is, it's just hexagons across the screen, um, and then each hexagon is its own border, so to say. And it's like 1,000 players, not in each hexagon, but total. And then you just try and push the borders in each area. It's just two teams versus each other.
Okay. Interesting. And is everyone like, are there a bunch of different servers? Can you play on multiple different servers? Because it sounds almost MMO-y if it's persistent.
Yeah, so that's what is an MMO, but it's like one team versus one team progression. So think of like WoW in that sense.
Okay.
But there's also logistics and stuff in the game instead of just frontline attacks. So whoever's better at like actually crafting the materials, crafting the tanks and the siege weapons and everything, that's who's going to get the borders pushed. And yeah,
Gotcha.
you don't just crate them and they spawn at the front line. You actually have to drive them there too in trucks and everything.
Hmm.
Which direction did you go?
If you look at, I'm being attacked by a thing. It would be southwest of our nexus. I'm down by the river. Just hanging out. Yeah, my bad. I just kind of ran off, but I figured this
No
part of the
worries.
forest isn't too dreadful.
No.
You're saying you want to get into an MMO. Have you in the past? Have there been any titles that you've tried and didn't stick?
Guild Wars 2. Um,
Recently or before?
Not recently. Like, I don't know the last time I played Guild Wars 2, but that was something that I tried. It's hard getting the group into it or finding that group to try and get into it. A lot of what I used to do as well is 5M for Grand Theft Auto. So that's
Okay.
Grand Theft Auto with mods. And a lot of the 5M mods are roleplay based. So like people actually play as the police officers and criminals and like robbing banks and everything like that, instead of just the NPCs chasing you.
Okay. This is
Pretty fun
actually
that
I'm
way.
very interested about this. I've kind of
Never heard of
seen
5M?
yeah, I've never seen 5M. How do you even like start getting into that? Is that something like gaming
Um,
personality you like? Did you just find it on a forum?
well, I've been role playing since junior high in
Cool.
StarCraft. Yep. Um,
Okay, and
and
so in
then
StarCraft, as a quick diatribe, are these like the mods that let you run around as a single character? Are you the general, the commander? What's the situation there?
the StarCraft roleplay,
Yeah.
that was way long ago. No, this one was just you had one unit that was a spawner, and it flew around the map. So it's 256 tiles by 256, and you just like create a small little base. And so you could either create a small base or just be a hero, kind of. And then you would venture around and then be like, "Hi, I'm here for a quest." If you're the hero, and you just
Okay.
make a little story on the map with little villages and stuff like that. Um, yeah,
Hmm.
it wasn't really the greatest game kind of, but it just kept me busy all throughout that time. So,
Okay, and then go on with 5M. The discovery for that just came as a part of being part of the community.
well, I saw mods for GTA on YouTube, and I just wanted to try some out, and then that just led me into just join 5M servers. So I googled what that was, and then I saw that pretty much it was like people playing as uh, different characters and everything like that. So that's what really got me into it too. I tried to play a couple times, and like I've been on a server on and off for a couple different months, but sometimes things change so much in there that you just don't want to stick with it because of all the different rules and everything like that. Or my computer at the time also wasn't the greatest, and it took a
Sure.
lot of processing power, so I wasn't even able to really play when I wanted to. And like
Gotcha.
a lot of the times, I can't really yell if there's people sleeping or anything like that, so you can't really put your whole into it when you're playing. So
All right,
it's
that
hard
makes
to
sense.
manage it time wise.
What types of servers did you try to play on when you were giving it a go? Like you mentioned a cops and robbers one. Was that your thing? Were there other things? Are there
Yeah, it
any
was pretty much.
go ahead.
I joined a zombie server once.
Cool.
Um, I didn't really see what there was to do in it, just because there was no real tutorial. If I found, or if there was, I didn't see the tutorial, and that just no tutorial. I didn't know what to do because it was such a big server, anyways. So I didn't play that one too often.
Sure.
But yeah, that's just pretty much it. The gangs
Was it kind of
versus
like
cops.
DayZ before the day or
No, it came out a long time after Daisy,
oh, okay.
but it was kind of like Daisy esque, where you just don't really know what to do.
Sure. No, that is fair. Have you ever played there's another title that mixes that sandbox element with RTS. Have you played Kenji, I believe it is?
I have it. I've never played it yet, and I've seen
Oh,
people
okay.
play it. I do really want to play it.
It's crazy how quickly it goes from being one dude to managing an entire like RimWorld-esque colony while dealing with the local religious like assholes. Like, and I say that because like the zealots in the area will try and give you their Bible, and if you don't take it, they'll start war with you. But great
Yeah,
game,
like there's so much to do in Kenji as well. Like just like in Project Zomboid, you'll always find something different to do no matter how many times you play it. I
totally.
guess that's like what Skyrim wanted to be, but well, I guess with mods now, Skyrim is everything it wanted to be.
Yes, the Skyrim modding scene is a place of utter insanity. It's cool, but what they can make that game be nowadays. I've seen some people say Skyrim isn't a game anymore; it's just an engine, which
Engine,
is
yeah,
which is
that's
kind of
fair.
funny.
Well, I seen a mod that was going on with hang on, sorry, with it was a zombie game and they had guns and your followers actually like ran around and shot. And it wasn't Skyrim, that's right.
Yeah, that's fine. I think we had briefly mentioned RuneScape. Would you say that is the only MMO you've ever really stuck with?
Yeah, okay. RuneScape is an MMO. That's my biggest
It
game that
is,
I've played
yeah.
or stuck with. We have 2 workbenches.
Yeah, we don't need that one. Here, I'll dismiss what we're doing. I was doing here.
You started building this, so I just took it
Oh
over.
yeah, I was just doing random stuff. I like your roof. That's the way to do it. I think over there, just to even briefly mention the game, is that the plains?
No, we're not. Oh, maybe.
You can spawn next to any of the biomes, right? I just don't.
Oh,
I'm
wait.
worried about like death
That's no way.
mosquitoes. I do see regular trees. It might be nothing. It might just be an open area.
I don't think we can swim there yet.
Oh crap! You're right. I will start taking damage. I made it to the other
Yeah.
side, but if this is the plains, I will be in a bad situation. No, it looks like deer and stuff. I just saw a cave over here. Okay. Yeah. That's not too malicious. It's fine. There's like wars and stuff. I have some berries. That's about the extent of the food I have.
Yeah, I got raspberries. No animals yet, though.
No, animals are. That's a whole process at this point. I'm gonna put a. I would. Obviously, they haven't changed this aspect of the game where you need like a workbench every single location just
Yeah,
to be able to build. Like I
perimeter
kind of get the
around it.
logic, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite thing either. Oh well. Gosh,
I once
what
made a
keeps you
maze in
playing?
this game.
Oh, sorry. What were you saying, bud?
I once made a maze, like a death maze,
Oh,
just to try to confuse people and everything. And I don't know how it went because we stopped playing shortly after, but it was pretty fun to make. Took me a
gotcha.
couple hours.
What I'm getting is your social experience is very important for you enjoying a game. Do you play many games on your own, or is it always with folks?
I try playing games with people mostly, but no single player games. I play RuneScape on my own because no one plays. Um, yeah, I like multiplayer games mostly. I like Dragon Age though. That's my favorite. No, Fable is my favorite single player game.
Sure. Fable is a great game. I think they're coming out with a fourth one, right?
I I don't know.
I
There's
believe
rumors
they are.
about it, but who
Either way.
knows these days?
No, that is totally fair. I'm gonna come back across the river. You're still by that little structure, right?
Yes,
Okay. I just built a dock to jump off of and hopefully
you have
get
enough
further.
health. Watch out! There's a bunch of necks in the water near you.
What a statement. Like I think it's like similar to the Neckers from The Witcher, if you ever played that one. But I never want
Um,
to be in a river full of necks, is all I'm saying here.
I couldn't get into The Witcher. I tried. Like I played it a couple of hours, but
Sure.
it's too much of make sure you do this combination of drinking the potion and having the right spell. So,
Sure. So I'm it's interesting to me that I think we were talking before this. You enjoyed Divinity Original Sin 2.
yes,
Do you play that solo or did you always play that co-op with other people?
I did play co-op a couple times, or sorry, solo a couple times. When I do that, I usually just mod it up and make myself a little overpowered.
Sure.
Well, a lot overpowered, but
Like even more than like Lone Wolf lets you be.
yeah, like I take Lone Wolf and then I add in some fire traits, Odin's
Okay.
fire or pyro. Whoa, that wasn't a mosquito. It was a seagull. That was scary.
Oh.
Um,
I got you.
um, and then I try and make the prince get over 100 fire damage resistance, so he heals from fire. And then the other guy's just a pyro mage.
Nice.
So yeah.
And what's the distinction for you between playing that solo and playing The Witcher? Is it just the lack of maybe like power fantasy, or where is it for you?
Oh no, Abyss.
Oh
The magic is way different.
no, that's
Like I
true.
like using magic. I like the combat in Divinity, and there's more of a comedic feel, I guess.
Sure.
Whereas The Witcher just feels more matured.
Fair enough. So you're not as into the dark fantasy.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Dark fantasy. I did like if you'd ever played it, Magica.
That was the
There
one where
was a
you were like the robed wizard dudes, right?
yeah, and you can combine your spells to do different powerful spells. They had a multiplayer version of that one, Wizard Wars, um, where basically it was the same premise. You combine your combination of spells and everything, and then just attack each other instead.
Mhm.
Um, sorry, and then
Okay.
that one was 3v3 usually, I believe, or 4v4, and that was a fun one. But they shut the servers down for it because no one really played.
Yeah,
There
it's
were
a
some
shame.
cheaters too who just used a lot of macros, and like macros are great and all, but I hate when it's used against me because I don't know. I don't react fast enough. I don't want to make any macros or anything.
I kind of feel the same way. It comes up a lot in the MMO that I play a lot, Final Fantasy 14, where like for bosses and stuff, I don't know how familiar you are with like random computer science stuff, but you can use the game's APIs to like pull server times and when bosses are doing certain things and like kind of get map information at somewhat of a
Mm-hmm.
developer level. And as a result, a lot of people use third party apps to, get that information and always know where to go and always know when to do the perfect thing. But I kind of have this opinion that, like, if you can't just learn how to do it, what's the point? Or, like, are you even really playing the game? You know? Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, like that just goes into RuneScape as well. They have something called a comet where each it has a random chance to spawn every hour in different areas across the whole map, and in each area has like a specific thing. But the what was I gonna say? You never know exactly where it's gonna land because it doesn't tell you or anything like that. But
Hmm.
people always show up instantly to it.
Of course they
So yeah, and it's not just one guy. It's 65 different guys with very similar names.
do. Is the botting situation really bad in RuneScape nowadays?
Oh, probably a third of the population is bots.
Wow.
Yeah,
Are they
probably.
doing anything to mitigate it, or?
They ban thousands of bots every day,
Sure.
but thousands show up every
Yeah.
day. There's actually in the free to play servers for a while there was a pandemic of these bots with the name Kit in it, like
Okay.
KIT. I don't know if you know of the YouTuber, but his name's Kit Boga.
Hmm.
He's just like an anti-scammer kind of guy. But yeah, there was like over hundreds of bots in every free to play server on RuneScape, all with the name Kit. It wasn't him because he just found out about it. But yeah, they were just doing nothing. And then now they're in the paid for servers as well. And 1 month of membership is about $10.
Okay.
And there's over 100 of them in each server. Or you can buy a RuneScape bond in the game, which is 2 weeks of membership. And that's about 5.5 mil or so. So not impossible to get, but it does sometimes take, I don't know, it could take like 10 hours to get it or 20 hours, depending on what you're doing. So I don't know.
Damn.
They're overtaking RuneScape, all these bots. It's like the Twitter bio.
Damn. Yeah, it's rough to stop them too, because like they're only there because people are ultimately going to purchase the services that they're trying to
Yeah.
make, right? Like, have you ever? It's okay if so. I don't care. I'm just curious. Have you ever bought like money from a third party reseller or anything like that?
I'm not going to say for which game, but I have
What's the
a couple of
process like?
different
Because
games.
I'm too much of a purist. Like, I couldn't. But what's the process like?
You go to a website.
Okay.
There's a certain one that boar scared me. There's a certain one that hosts like hundreds of different games for it.
Sure.
And you just find the game you want, find the cheapest service. Like they all offer a specific type. Like some will give you just gold, some will give you, I don't know, gold and the in-game currency or something like that, a different in-game currency, specific items, and
Okay.
then you just select what you want. It gives you a secured payment option. You type in your info, and then you'll either get a message directly in the game or through the website. You'll get a message there, like an IM. Usually
Gotcha.
it's instant. Most of it's 24 hours, and then there's a couple that are like 5 days, and then those ones are just not worth it usually. But yeah, there's a lot of them that are just like instant delivery, which means there's probably a lot of people using those bots. Just like a small company instead of just one guy.
Gotcha. And then like the thinking behind it, like what's the purpose? Is it to save grinding? Is it to inherently get an advantage of some kind? Where does that come from?
Depends on what it is, I guess. Um, Sometimes games are pay to win when that service can offer the pay to win for a lot cheaper.
Sure.
Um, me, I'm not going to say which game, but a certain Rockstar game company has a game that's very, very pay to win. But you can pay $5 and get like 7 bill through Cheat Engine. Is what it is.
Sure.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
no, I just find that I've only done it for a couple of them. Necessarily the grind, yeah, I didn't like the grind on one of them because I've been playing it for a couple of years and just haven't gotten far. So I figured why not. There's also in-game gambling that you can do. So you might pay $10 for X amount of gold, and then take that gold and go in-game gambling. And then with that in-game gambling, if you're rich enough, you can then go on the website and sell it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, tons of different options.
Kind of sounds like stuff like I can't understand. Like I can't even make another character in an MMO. My brain won't allow it. I'm like, this is my guy. This is the only person I'll be. I can't even make another account. Like it doesn't occur to me. But then you have people like my brother and stuff who will like make accounts and max level them and sell them on eBay. And
Mm-hmm,
you know,
mm-hmm.
it's an interesting thing because I would never even have thought to do it. For me at least, like a lot of playing a game, getting the gold and finding a way to do that is like why I'm playing it. And I guess I mentioned this because I'm gonna ask, like, compared to you, why are you playing games overall? And it could be a broad answer if it is
Oh, I died.
one. Oh no.
Oh boy. Uh, why am I playing games? It's a big question.
Yeah.
No, I've been playing games since I've been like 10 years old, maybe. Well, obviously earlier. But as for playing games nowadays, it's just most of my friends are online. Like my Discord group, people are from one's in Ontario right now. There's an Australian. A lot of them are in Oregon, and then there's a Californian, someone from North Dakota, um, Edmonton as well, I guess. Super close.
Sure.
I've actually met a couple of them from online too, but that's just basically like instead of saying, "Hey guys, let's go bowling," it's, "Hey guys, let's play some worms."
Sure.
You know,
It's the platform.
platform. Yeah.
Sure.
All right, where's my dead body.
Then you had
Naked.
also mentioned there was a lot of role playing in your video game history. That's something I imagine you still do, or not. I don't know.
I haven't really played that recently, but the game that I would, if I wanted to, would be Grand Theft Auto, the 5M. Just
Sure.
because it's the easiest to get into it. It's the most way to communicate with people during that one as well.
Hmm.
Because you can actually use mics and it's proximity chat and everything.
That
I
would
guess
help. I could see that.
to a smaller extent, if I like surrender in a war game, I would presume some people would think that's role playing, and then like people interrogate you and stuff. But mostly
Yeah.
that's just, I don't know, having a little bit of fun. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah. Yeah.
die trying to get my stuff.
Throw it on your mic as you charge over the hill and stuff like that. I totally get you. Now, I mentioned this because obviously you are playing Kozmo in On the Line, and I believe
Mm-hmm.
this is your first time doing formal voice acting in a project, right?
Yes, I've done it a lot in my car and in my head, but that's pretty much it.
That's totally fair. Have I imagine based on that answer, it's always been something that you were kind of interested in?
Yeah, so a couple of years ago, I rewatched Avatar, The Last
Great show.
Airbender. Yeah, it is. And I noticed that Azula's voice is in a lot of the BattleNet games as well. It just
Sure.
caught my attention. Excuse me. So I just wanted to see what was a little bit more into it, and then I don't know, I've thought I wanted to voice act for children's cartoons since then. Just like I can do, I think at least I can do like different smaller voices, if that makes sense at all,
Yeah,
or
totally.
goofier kind of. So I've never done them in front of anybody, and I don't plan to right now, to be honest.
No,
But
it's okay. I'm not gonna put you on the spot.
yeah,
But
right.
that
So I
there's always
found,
been that interest. And now you're getting to do it in what we can call, the amateur's attempt at a professional production. We have fancy audio engineers and a lot of different things going on. Insofar, how has your experience as an actor in On the Line been?
I'm having trouble with time management. That's for sure. I'll be honest on that part. Other than that, I think it's great. Nancy got me together with, I think it was G. I might be wrong on that one. Um, and we did like a whole, how are we going to react when I say this to you? And your lines to me sounds more like this. And we took notes about that, so we are able to try and help each other react to each other's lines, I guess.
Mhm. And did you have fun with that process? Did it feel too much, or was it fun to like start taking some of that stuff seriously?
No, it was nice. It's she helped me learn some tips and tricks as well, and corrections on pronunciations. So, oh, I'm lagging.
Oh no, not lag.
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yay! I'm glad to hear.
So
No,
I don't know if
that's
how
great.
long you.
Go ahead.
I don't know how long you played this game before, but early on you can find some houses with bees nests inside them,
Yes.
and honey is a great stamina. So
No, that's very true. I always get over focused on building because I just love the building system in this game. It's so good in my opinion.
yeah, where are you by the way?
I'm still just at our place. I haven't gone far.
I've found the first boss altar.
Oh, perfect. From the Nexus thing, where is it to?
Uh,
I'll
just a
just turn
little
on
bit north.
visible to other players here so we can see
Oh
each other.
yeah,
I always forget about that.
I'm pretty much at it right
Okay,
now.
nice. Okay, that's not too far. We could probably do that.
Yeah, we just need one more deer trophy, and then probably some bows.
Yeah, that is useful. I find the dodging isn't too bad. I remember kiting it when I first started playing it. Maybe I'll be able to do it again. We'll see.
Yeah, it's easier with more players, that's for sure. But I do forget how to make a bow.
Yeah, I'm not even certain if we can right off the bat. No, I think we can.
I think we make the arrows and maybe we learn how. I might be wrong on that though.
Oh well. So you were mentioning Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's funny enough, actually. Okay, I won't talk about it too much, but in my industry, there's a lot of change. It's the nature of software as a service. People are always moving around, so you end up sometimes you have like new managers and new people above you. And my metric of will I like someone is usually when I ask them, "Hey, have you seen Avatar: The Last Airbender?" Because if they don't like that show, I'm kind of like, "Ah, fuck. This isn't gonna be good. It's not a good
What if
sign."
what if they say they have seen it and they don't like it at all?
I immediately go to HR, Kai. Like,
Yeah.
what other option is there?
All right. Nope, they will not work out here.
No, there's something wrong about that. No, it's a good show, but you were saying Azula, her voice
Azula.
acting, Katya. What
Yeah.
about it?
I don't know. It's just I liked her voice. I just noticed it in different things, and like it sounds similar, but it's different. In she's the wizard in Heroes of the Storm and Diablo 3,
Oh, okay.
and can't remember what else right now. But Azula, just nice voice to listen to. I figured I could give it a try as well. Um, just because if you watch like what's that show called? Not the I can't even remember what the show's called. Not Ren and Stimpy. It's more of a childish cartoon right now. How they always have like the goofy voices on. I can do goofy voices. I do it to myself all the time. So I figured that's something I want to try and do. And this was a good start opportunity when you posted that you were just looking for anybody really. And I've never done it. Uh, I've never really gone out of my shell as well to try and push myself forward towards it. So it was a
No,
nice
that
opportunity.
makes sense. If you had the choice outside of the obvious, like it's nice to do something creative for a living. If you got the opportunity to do voice acting professionally as a day job, would that be something you would want to do?
Yeah, especially I think staying at home as well is one of the bigger draws to it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can get a big studio set up at home, it would just be perfect because I'm an introvert, of course. I like to stay inside
Mm-hmm.
and work on my own schedule for that. I'm not really great at time management, I know that much. But if I didn't have 60 hours of week of work a week, it'd be doable.
Jeez. Now, I don't know how much it pertains to the interview, so let me know if it's not something we want to talk about. What's up with 60 hours a week, man? That's nuts.
Um, I'm trying to move out again. I'm just
Sure.
living back at home right now. So the main idea is move out and may save a little bit more money. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Do you think you'll keep working that much after moving out, or is it just to like prop up the ye old
Um,
bank account?
I'll cut down on a couple of shifts, but right now, oh geez,
Is there like a boss?
the one of my jobs is actually giving me 40 hours a week right now instead of the 25 because 25 is just a minimum. So
Sure.
eventually it will go back down to 25 and then it'll be probably about 50 hours a week once that happens. So until then, I'll just take the extra hours while I can.
Sure.
That's a lot
No,
of
hey,
food.
fair enough. I mean, like, truth be told, I think I wake up and immediately don't want to work. Every moment of my life, I think about not working. It's literally my least favorite thing to do in all existence. I would literally like chew tinfoil, punch a wall, surgery, like all of these things I would prefer to working. So it's always interesting to me when people are like, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna pick up a few extra hours," because that's to me like, it's so insane. I just dislike it so vehemently.
Hmm
But it's interesting.
I I don't want to say I don't like working either, but I'd much rather not work.
Yeah.
I like meeting new people when I go to places, but I I also don't like meeting new people when I go to new places to work, if that makes any sense at all.
I'm the same way. I can be an extroverted introvert, you know, one
Yeah,
moment.
once I find the people I'm comfortable with, I'm okay.
Yeah,
Oh, uh-oh.
sometimes not. Oh, did I throw a log down towards you? My bad if so.
Oh no. Okay, we're good.
Okay. I was just dropping down a hill, then I realized that's a dangerous thing to be doing. I'm actually not. I'm just not used to remembering the trees are dangerous because in the end game armor, they can't even kill you if they do fall on you. You're so strong.
No, they still hurt.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. But you have so much food and health potions. I think the closest I ever got to cheating in this game was the slime boss, the swamp boss, because
The bone
he was
mass?
ridiculous. Yeah, bone mass.
Yeah.
Like I eventually got him, and I think I had to craft like 100 something frost arrows, and then just stand in a tree. Uh, it
Yeah, he's
eventually
pretty tough.
worked.
There was, I think, 4 or 5 of us taking him on when we did it, so
Oh,
we had it
okay,
pretty easy. Yeah. But no, he is a good, strong guy to go against.
no, that's fair. I think I this is probably like I played the game with my wife at launch, but for the most part, I did a fair amount of solo play. I always kind of forget to play games with other people. Even MMOs. I actually when I was playing Final Fantasy to start off, I had a friend like, "Hey, send me your name, I'll add you and you can come like hang out and I'll help you do stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, right. You're here too."
Yeah. Well, you sent me the friend code, what, Friday, I think it was, and I didn't add you until just like 2 hours ago. So
Yeah.
I'm very bad at remembering to do that too. There's some neck pails on the fire though, if you wanted to keep those.
Oh. Yeah, sure, dude.
I'm gonna look for more leather scraps.
I was not quick enough, so they're cold now, but that's okay.
Oh,
It's all right. I'll put down ooh, a chest. If you were to say pick a character in Avatar that you think you could do a decent job of voice acting, who would you pick?
probably Sokka.
Okay,
Maybe, maybe Jet.
sure.
I don't know. Sometimes I like to think that I could, but those are only on good days. Is when I'm had the right amount of energy drink in me, and a little bit of extra coffee. It's usually how I prep myself.
That
The
is
Get the pitch
perfectly
right, if that
valid.
makes sense at all. Characters in Avatar. I don't think I would be a good Aang, that's for sure. Just because that one is very always active. As you can
Sure.
see right now, I'm not feeling too. What was this? Higher pitched, if that makes any sense at all.
Hmm.
Trying to find more boars for leather scraps so we can make a bow.
I did see them across from the house, like across the river. I see them now, actually. They're still there. But those are the only
Just need
ones I've seen.
3 more.
Yeah, that may work for you. Have you found playing Cosmo is to more of your strengths, or has there been some challenges in figuring out the character?
Until my meeting slash talk with Nancy, I had
Hmm.
a hard time figuring it out. When I very
Okay.
first pictured him, um, if you've ever seen Hunter x Hunter, I forgot what
Yeah.
his name is, but he's like the lawyer guy, like the adult that carries the briefcase around all the time. That's what I pretty much pictured Cosmo as the very first, like, description wise.
Sure.
Um, and then it's just the longer sentences and the longer paragraphs that get to me because I have a hard time remembering the line and not really sure where to take the breaks at. and the right emphasis on where he's actually like, if he's worried or if he's just sarcastically worried.
Sure. And figuring out how to not just like know that's what's happening, but convey it and how you're saying it too.
Mm-hmm.
Was the recording side of anything ever a big obstacle, like setting up and getting the computer side, or has it always been kind of practicing the theory of voice acting? That's been where you're focusing.
Sorry, what do you mean on
Like
that one there?
when, for me, here's an example. In the first few chapters of On the Line, I was using a different mic. I just got a new one very recently. It's the one I have now. And the other one I had before, I'm not going to say it was a bad mic, but in my situation where my monitor is, it was getting a lot of like attack from and reflection from the monitor, and it had like an open back, so I had to like really fine tune it and turn the gain down really low, and I had to speak really loud just to even sound decent in it. And I spent a lot of time getting the hardware side of my recording to even be in a functional state before I could start going, okay, now I'm going to practice saying this line really good. Did you have issues like that, or were you pretty set and it was just focusing on being Cosmo, nailing the line, for example?
I think it was more focusing on being Cosmo. Um, with this new mic that was gifted to me. Thank you. It's the other one, I'm sure you heard it, was pretty garbage. You should see it. It has actually duct tape like around where the mouthpiece is and everything because one of my cats chewed it off.
Oh, wow.
It's the mindset of getting into the right mood to do it in the sense of focus, I guess. I'm very bad procrastinator.
Sure.
That's the major thing that I have going for me. I was like, I won't leave for work until I'm 2 minutes late already, pretty much. Sometimes. So
I'm
yeah.
curious about that because I don't find I'm that way, but my brother is that way. And like, how does that happen? If that's a open enough question.
I
Like,
don't
are
know.
you thinking about all of the things you have to do and then just forgetting which one comes up? Do they blank? Where is that? How does that occur?
I'm not entirely sure. I think my reason for instant gratification is, or not instant gratification, for procrastination. I'm just thinking of something else for a second there.
That's okay.
For procrastination is that I can stretch it until the very last minute. So why don't I do that and then just enjoy my time for the time being?
Sure.
Right? Like if I have sometimes I'm usually pretty early for like if I have to go to my grandparents or something like that. But sometimes being the first one there, I just don't want to be the first one there either, right?
Okay.
But no, I think it's just more of I can prepare myself and then sit around and wait to leave and then get there just on time. If I arrive too early, it just might be a little bit awkward. Or if I get ready, I can just leave as soon as I'm ready. And why don't I wait until it's almost time to get ready? Because if I know it only takes me 15 minutes to shower, get dressed, to do my hair, and brush my teeth and everything, why don't I just, when it's time to leave, do that 15 minutes thing?
Sure. And even
But
if
being a
you can
procrastinator is not great.
recognize it doesn't work for you, like you'll still go with it, right?
I'll still go with it, even though I know it doesn't work. And I don't know. I think it's more so a set of like, waking up in the morning. You want that extra 5 minutes of sleep. I think that's
Sure.
where it lies in as well a lot. I know I'm not waking up in the morning in this scenario, but it's
I get
just
what
that
you're
extra
saying.
5 minutes of time.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I think it's interesting just as well because like how we approach art very much depends on a lot of things like that, and it can be as simple as like how do we approach waking up in the day? How do we even approach getting to the point where we're standing in front of the microphone and doing it? what do you find, and maybe you can even posit it as the advice you have to somebody who might be doing it themselves. What do you find does help you get the things you want to do done? Getting lines done, for example.
Knowing that if I'm late, it holds everything up. That usually feels like a kick in the butt to make sure I get it done a little bit faster. Pretty much the fear of, I don't want to say fear of failure, but fear of disappointment.
Okay.
Yeah, that's usually
So
what gets me on the
the
move.
advice is, if you're a new voice actor, have people guilt you into doing stuff so you make sure you do it. All right.
No, that's just what gets me to go. Yeah, if you're like, hey, I need those lines, or we're gonna have to delay it for a whole month. Oh boy, that'd get me those lines. I'd get you those lines real quick.
All right. No, that's fair, and I think it's a reasonable thing. As at least for me, right? As I've been creating more books and trying out different things, like stretching into writing. I don't even know what to call what we do. Sometimes I say fully voiced audiobooks. Sometimes I say audio drama. Sometimes I just say, I don't know, listen to it. You tell me. Whatever we're doing now, even doing little things, you notice the growth in yourself. What have you noticed changing from chapter 1 to now chapter 5?
Uh, Within the character, or
In
myself.
general, it can be how you view voice acting, how you're approaching it, maybe even if you just do something different, or maybe nothing has changed. Just what have you noticed that has been different from 1 to 5 for you so far?
Much easier. Oh boy, that's a 1-star boar. It's much
Uh-oh.
easier doing it the third and the fourth time versus doing it the first time. In a sense of finding, oh, I don't need to actually change my voice as much as I thought I needed to. I don't need to put on a character or exaggeration or enunciation. I'm okay with that already. I don't need to redo the line 6 or 7 times. I mean, I still
Mhm.
redo lines definitely after listening to them, but it doesn't need to be, it's not always going to be perfect, if that makes sense at all. Like,
No, totally.
there's never a perfect line, I guess, is a way to say it. So don't try and make it. If that might sound
Yeah.
odd, but
No, I think that's there's a line that I reference a fair amount in my personal life, but it's like it's good enough for rock and roll, like you're getting up on stage, and as long as you're putting on a good show and you're doing what you got to do, like maybe your fucking F chord was a little bit sloppy, but nobody gave a shit because, that's not what they're there for. They're not there to see the perfection of your F chords. They're there to see the character, see the song, see the riff, whatever. It's the whole is worth just as much as the little parts, if not more. So I see what you're saying,
yeah.
and I agree.
And like in the end, if there is something that does need to be altered or adjusted, you also catch it. So it does get taken care of.
Yeah. And truth be told, I haven't had to be too strict because like Cosmo's been one of my favorite characters to listen to and edit, because you had a little bit of hard work in that. The closest I got to kind of an idea of who Cosmo is a little bit of, if you watch My Hero Academia. You know,
I don't
it's
think I
okay if
did.
not. I just won't make the reference if you don't.
You can make a reference, but I probably won't get it.
There's a racing guy in there. He's one of the main characters' friends, and he's like the lead of the class, and he's a little bit studious, and just as well, it was based on a lot of traveling and stuff like that. So, but despite all that, there's a lot of elements of characterization for Cosmo that I was going to let erupt naturally, just as well, like seeing what you did when voice acting. How did you approach the character? And I kind of like let that be part of it. And you've done a really, really good job. There are some complex and weird lines that he gets, which I feel like you read really well. So even if you're new, I feel like you have a good idea of what a character needs in a scene. I don't know if you've re-recorded things 3 million times. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but I think you have a good
Not
natural sense for it.
not 3 million times. I mean, definitely the first chapter 3 million times, but nothing after that one. You know, yeah. I tried to find the perfect fit, and I think
Yeah,
chapter 2 and chapter 3 were a little bit better, but chapter 1, that was like my very first time listening to my voice and trying to find a good version of it in like my entire life pretty much. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Do you find now that you're doing this a fair amount, are you listening to the way that you speak just randomly when you're out and about, or no?
Not I don't think so, no.
That's okay.
I know when I'm working at one of my jobs, I definitely do like announcer voices and stuff like that, just playing around.
Sure,
But I don't necessarily listen to my voices. If I'm like in a conversation or something, I don't do that.
sure. No, that's fair, man. And geez, I guess it's interesting trying to think of what is the most interesting question to answer or have you answer right now, because this is kind of the most distinct answers that I've gotten from the cast. You like video games, but you're playing a lot of different things. You're mainly an RTS person. You've done RPs, but it's a lot in StarCraft and Grand Theft Auto mods. You're almost like in a different world from folks that I've been around. Would you say you define yourself broadly as a nerd, a gamer? Are you into anime? Where do you feel you sit in a lot of the different definitions that are out there right now?
I think I'm a gamer.
Yeah,
Gamer's so broad now. Like
it
even
is.
grannies are gamers playing Bejeweled and the Candy Crush and stuff like that, right?
Totally.
So yeah, I'm a gamer. I'm a shut-in, stay at home kind of. But I
I
mean,
get you.
I got some hair on my neck. No,
A little bit.
no,
Do you feel
I like,
sympathy for Nelf and On the Line? Do you ever just like
yeah. No, it's fine. When I'm not home working, sorry, when I'm not at work working, I'm home playing games pretty much. So yeah, I'm a gamer straight through and through. I try different games, but I like to stick to some of them. I just
what
like
would you say is the game you have the most hours in of all time?
probably StarCraft because it was all through junior high and a little bit of elementary and all the summers for that too. StarCraft Brood War specifically. Um, lots of GT. I don't know. I'd say a lot of like my top 10 games probably all have over 300 hours. So I'm not sure which one would have the most.
No, that's totally fair. What was the first game
Probably
you like picked up? No, go ahead.
Gary's Mod would probably have the most hours, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was on it 16 hours a day when I was out of grade 12. So
What were you doing in Gmod?
I was an admin for Trouble in Terrorist Town server. So I just sat on it, admin in a way, banning hooligans.
Gosh, that
Yeah.
that's so it's so similar to an MMO. What was keeping you on the server that many hours a day? Did you just like being an admin? Were you paid? Did it feel
Nah,
like
I
a
just
community?
yeah, there's definitely a community sense in there. So most of the people I described earlier about living in different parts of the states and Canada
Yeah.
here, who were actually a part of that TTT server, and that's over 10 years ago. Um, so yeah, I was the admin back there, and then just last 2 years ago in 2020, someone invited us to a new TT server. So I made the Discord group, and then we all hang out now again. So yeah, it was just nice to. It was a community back then, and it's still a community now.
That's cool. Kind of fun to keep something going that long, and it's been inter-game at this point, hasn't it?
Sorry.
Like you've been able to jump between games with that community.
Yeah. Right now they are playing Satisfactory. I don't have that game, so I'm not in
I
that
like
part right
Satisfactory.
now.
It's a
But
fun
yeah, they're
time.
playing Satisfactory. Interested in it, but I'm trying to move out, so I'm not gonna spend the $30 on it just right now. I will later, but not right at the moment. We've been playing a lot of Project Zomboid going on as well.
Nice.
Overwatch, we did that until yesterday.
It's shut down now, right?
Yeah, until
Yeah.
yesterday. The Overwatch 2. Oh, you almost squashed me with that tree. I wasn't even paying
Wow.
attention. Look at it. Oh,
That's
jeez.
kind of convenient as a way up to the house, but there's no real need to be up here. Jeez.
Wow. Yeah, Project Zomboid is what we were playing as well, a lot of. And then oh, I got him.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, they were playing Factorio as well. They really like that game.
Oh yeah, Factorio is cool.
Yeah.
I haven't played that one just because like it's one of those things. Like I shouldn't have even played Satisfactory just because I got too addicted to games like that. I'll drop lots of time. I have a wife. I have a job. I can't. But anyways.
There's a city builder that's multiplayer called Kingdoms Reborn. And so if you've ever played Banished, it's just like Banished, or other like small city builders like that, like River of Styx and stuff. But it's multiplayer, so you can actually invade them with a small army and like use influence against their townspeople and steal people and kidnap gold or steal gold and kidnap people against your friends. So pretty fun in that sense. It's real time as well, so it's not turn based or anything. So you can continuously just play
Okay.
it around. Yeah.
Would you say the types of games you enjoy have to be a certain genre, or could you really see yourself enjoying pretty much anything?
I can pretty much play any game, I would say. I'm just not sure which one right now, but yeah, like I didn't like roguelikes until I played Project Zomboid. Survival games like Valheim, I tried Ark, and yeah, Ark is fun for a while, but then it just gets to be too much. I'm excited for Valheim to actually be finished one day.
Yeah, I agree.
I played PUBG a lot when it first came out, probably a year's worth. That might be my second most played game.
Okay. It doesn't have another. Does it? Public Underground, Player Unknown's Battlegrounds.
Player Unknown Battlegrounds. Yeah.
Nice.
Players Unknown. Yeah.
I tried to get into that one, but I just got randomly killed by folks too much and didn't want to spend the time learning to find out why.
Yeah, it's a lot of die and try again. Die and try again.
And that's okay. Have you done a lot of have you ever played anything like Dark Souls or anything like that?
No, I tried Dark Souls 2, I think it was. And I couldn't really get past the tutorial. So I figured that I don't want to try too hard getting past the tutorial. And so I didn't play it past that. I have a game shared library with one of my friends. So
Okay,
he
cool.
has Elder Scrolls Online. And I have it downloaded, I think, right now, but I never started it up. But I think that's MMO anyways, and I'm pretty sure you can't share or family play MMOs.
No, Elder Scrolls, I think if you launch it, you'll just like be prompted to sign in.
Okay.
And they might have even prevented that, but yeah. No, I tried that one a little bit because, like, did you get into Skyrim, Oblivion, all those? I actually think, for a brief insight of this interview, we met each other in elementary school. You're the person I've known technically the longest of anyone in the cast because of that. We also have birthdays that are basically
Very
right next
close
to each
to
other.
each other.
Yeah, like we
Yeah.
both have the same birthday weekend basically coming up. Giving that information, I completely forgot what I was going to say. I was just
You known me the
sharing.
longest. Oh, found a beehive. Oh, the beehive's got me. Quick, quick.
Oh
And
no.
get these.
Yeah, it's a shame. But no, I guess we were talking about the genres and old things. Oh man, there was a point in there, but it's okay. Sometimes
Just
it
lose
gets
the point.
lost. Yeah. You can't always remember what you were gonna say. It can't always be significant. Although I have, I guess, a next question that can lead into whatever it is we're gonna end up talking about. Do you generally consider yourself somebody who likes art? Do you consider yourself an artist? Where are you with that definition? Does that sound weird in your ears?
With art,
Yeah. I mean, this is an art,
um,
right? Like voice acting is an art. You're in a pretty crazy story. If you haven't listened to chapter 5, I know you know the lines, but you know, at this point in time, things are getting pretty insane. Is that the type of thing that you always wanted to be a part of? Is it kind of random? I know you mentioned you're a bit of an introvert, but does this fit with what you ended up seeing yourself doing?
yeah, like definitely wanted to do lines and everything like that. I wasn't sure how prepared to put myself into it I was. I never really thought about it as being part of an art project or anything like that before. I knew it was part of a project, and I knew
Mm-hmm.
you're an author, but I never thought of it as art before. Um, so kind of unprepared for that question a little bit, to say the least. But no,
That's
I
okay.
really do enjoy it so far. Um, I do want to try and progress again and get a little bit better. I just need to really focus on time for myself because I know I pretty much last minute always get the lines into you kind of just to make the deadline.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
Take the time and get in there a little bit, practice, and figure out all that. What do you enjoy the most out of it personally? Like through and through, what are you having fun doing?
excuse me, I'm sorry. Just the experience gaining, seeing all the different types of available. Uh, I was about to say creatures for a second. Available characters, like Nelf Kingslayer. His voice is completely different than his regular. Can't remember his regular character's name right now.
He plays Gecko Matsu just as well.
So yeah, I knew. I should have just looked over at one of the necks and I would have remembered. No. Yeah, no, it's just a great experience overall for me to try and gather the knowledge from it. Like I said, Nancy helped me out a lot,
Yeah.
as well as G in that situation, on like how to announce. Yeah, I'm doing a very bad job right now on showing off their teaching skills. Sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, I accidentally burnt. Oh well.
It's okay. Well, you know what? That's a decent little property. My main goal was to build a cute shack. This is a pretty
I got
cute
us some
shack.
food.
You got some food. You put up some logs. I'm sure there's a whole other story of what you were doing on your screen, and then the whole time I was just like making a house. I'm so
See the two
specific.
different perspectives.
Yeah, exactly. Different play styles and different folks, but it's been fun chatting with you, Kai, figuring out where you come from, what you're bringing into the series, what you enjoy about it, and how you're spending your time. I like to end these interviews just giving you an opportunity if there's anything that you are passionate about, curious about, if you want to mention it or voice it, this is the time to do so.
Oh boy. Subscribe to Mr. Beast.
Oh man.
Sorry.
I don't even. I'm such an
I
old
don't know.
man.
Oh
When
boy.
my
This is a
wife was
bad
like,
meme.
this guy the most popular person on ever." I'm like, I don't even.
Yeah,
Who is
that was a
this?
bad joke. It's just shouldn't have said that.